Hi, my name's Matt Edwards. I have been working at St Paul's for 3 years. Prior to that, I was the church warden and I sang in St Paul's choir for a few years as a countertenor, and I absolutely love the building. I love the quarter, and just like lots of other people who have sung or worshipped at St Paul's over the years, I've always lived outside of the parish. So I contracted COVID-19 about 3.5 weeks ago. I started by displaying some of the common symptoms: continuous cough, fatigue, general aches and pains, fever. During that time I also lost my sense of smell and taste, and about 3.5 weeks on I'm almost fighting fit. I'm just waiting for my sense of smell and taste to come back. I'm a big foodie, and it's one of the things that's lingered, although I'm grateful to be here in one piece and not to have been admitted to hospital or suffered any worse symptoms. Whilst I was suffering from COVID-19, I experienced lots of unexpected emotions. Understandably, I was worried and anxious that my own condition might worsen. But really what surprised me was how self-centered I became and just completely worried about myself. And although I'd been applauding the NHS and really praying for others who had been ill and were in hospital, all of a sudden I was just focusing on myself, and it was a very worrying and anxious time. I was really very acutely aware that patients' conditions change day by day. Some people had been fine one day and the next day were on ITU in hospital. So it was a worrying and anxious time. I started to think about, had I infected people in my household? Who had I been in contact with over those past couple of weeks? Had I passed it on to them? Who had I got it from? When would it end? Would I have mild symptoms? Would I be in hospital? Overall, an anxious time. So during my time of illness, I, as a Christian, turned to words from Scripture, and actually I'm a big fan of the Psalms, and I just want to share with you a few lines from Psalm 28, which really sort of resonated in my head throughout my time of illness. Psalm 28, and it starts: "To you, O Lord, I call, my rock, do not refuse to hear me. For if you are silent to me, I shall be like those who go down to the pit. Hear the voice of my supplication as I cry to you for help, as I lift up my hands towards your most holy sanctuary." And it finishes with this paragraph, which I absolutely love. "Blessed be the Lord, for he has heard the sound of my pleadings. The Lord is my strength and my shield. In him my heart trusts. So I am helped, and my heart exults. And with my song I give thanks to him." And it really was that one line: "The Lord is my strength and my shield. In him my heart trusts." That's something that really helped me along throughout my period of illness, and something that I've really held on to. And on reflection, some of the things that I tried to do that weren't related to faith were things like making sure that I had natural daylight on my skin at some point through an open window, that I could see the outside world, and get some fresh air, just open the window and kind of release that feeling of claustrophobia. And I think really my advice for people struggling with isolation, whether you're ill or not, but just at home and socially isolated on your own or cooped up, is that those feelings will pass, and if you do a few simple things, perhaps some of the things I've suggested in this video, I think it will really help, and that there is light at the end of the tunnel. If you have a faith, really sort of spend some time meditating and reflecting on your faith and what that might say to you. If you have no faith, just a time of meditation, a 5-minute quietness, really concentrating on breathing. And we're going to try and share some mindfulness and well-being tips with you in the coming days and weeks.